Sheridan. That's like a powerful elf wizard or something. So, hi. Sheridan?
Yes.
Sheridan.
Yes. So I have been a long-time listener. I don't call very often, but I noticed, and in fairness, I watched a lot of the YouTube stuff, and sometimes that means that like things from months and years ago get into the feed.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit of an illusion. But I've noticed a lot of hosts have interacted with the idea that the Big Bang created both space and time. And while I acknowledge that that is a very prominent theory, it's hardly the only one. And I think in a lot of the discussions that I saw, hosts have kind of not only gone with it, but like affirmed as a hard fact that time began. There was a lot of sort of dismissive jokes, like how and
I don't know anybody that's expressed this type of confidence. I don't really know, but maybe you're talking about me with my view, but I don't know. I don't know anyone who you're speaking of, and we can't speak for them, so I don't know what work that can do. I only go with like,
well, I think
with the updated science says. I'm not going to pretend to be a Big Bang cosmologist on this show, right? That would be really stupid.
I'm not even sure if before means anything here. Before the Big Bang, I'm not even sure if that's a meaningful thing to say.
I agree.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. Now, I agree.
Wait, hold on. If that's your point, hold on. If that's your point, then make sense of it. If that's your point, then make sense of it.
Oh, yes. So
yeah. Take verbs and divorce them from temporal notions, and then make sense of it. We're waiting.
No, that's my point. My point is that I don't know if that divorcing of temporal verbs makes sense. Because if there is, in fact, some sort of before the Big Bang, like if this is a sequence of, just as one example out of my head, if this is a sequence like the most recent universe to come into existence, and it will one day collapse and die and peter out, and then another universe will come, well, then time didn't begin. There was something else before the Big Bang. There's whatever it is, we don't know, but
I still don't know that the relevant notion of before there makes any sense. I don't think time can have. I'm not sure even time could have it before. I don't even think like based on my understanding, Jim, like you can correct me. It seems like our understanding of the linear nature of time is only a human-centric perspective, which might not even reflect reality. Like, is that based on? I mean, this is all like a whole world outside of. Our understanding of how, I mean, like the way you're talking about all of this, it seems like very Newtonian, like before, after, like present, past, and future. This is a very human. Yeah. Our brains were designed for a Newtonian world, and this is not a Newtonian world. Yeah, I'm an eternalist, so my view is a little. I don't know what your view is, but I'm an eternalist, so I think all moments of time equally exist.
My point is.
Yeah.
So my point is that even now, even though I specifically said that I'm not accepting as a definitive truth that time began with the Big Bang, you're still insisting that before the Big Bang doesn't make sense. When if you grant me that time didn't begin with the Big Bang but started before, but it never even.
No. This is super easy. Hold on. This is super easy. This is super easy to show why it doesn't make sense. Do you think it's bivalent? Do you think the statement before time? Like, do you think that's bivalent, that it could be true or false? Because the point is, it's not even clear that it's propositional. Like, yes, you're using words. Like, I can say town up, fart boogeyman, right? And I can even throw like articles and stuff to make it like a coherent sentence that looks like it's propositional, looks like it could be true or false. That's what I mean by bivalent, right? That it could be true or false. When you hear those statements, do you think that has it's even propositional? It doesn't even appear to be propositional. That's the point I'm making. Like, it's not even something that bears the property of being true or false, potentially. It's just like gibberish.
So you're going to have to help me out. If I hear these term usages, if I hear the term usage and it's not clear to me that's propositional, it could be totally failure on my part. But you have to help me. You can't just do this thing where it's like, yeah, but we don't know, and it could be the case, and like I don't know why people are so confident. That's like, it seems like that's all you've really said, right? But like, if that's where we're at, dude, I promise you, Striden, we're not going to get anywhere. I promise you. Because I'm just going to still hold the view that it's not clear to me that it's propositional, unless you show to me that it's propositional, that it has the property of being true or false.
I'm not sure you understand my argument. And
why don't you repeat it?
Rude way. I mean, you keep insisting that I'm referring to a beginning of time and before the beginning of time. I'm saying I don't think that the Big Bang is the beginning of time. So when I refer to before the Big Bang, in that if it turns out that the Big Bang is not the beginning of time, then
my critique is on what you were saying about the hosts. My critique is on what you're saying about the hosts. You keep saying there's people who are confident about this, that, and that, and then we're saying we're not clear if it's propositional. And all I'm trying to get you to do is that if it is the case that it's clearly propositional, like saying the sky is blue, but no one is going to contest that's propositional, that has the property of being true or false. If you can't give me that, like, and then you're weirded out by us not even understanding if it's propositional, I don't really know what to tell you. It's like, we hear this, it doesn't seem propositional to us. Maybe you can help us. If not, I don't know what we're talking about, right? Because you seem to think that maybe I am getting you wrong, but you seem to think that we're kind of closing the book too early. Am I right?
Only for the purposes of specific arguments, like when I think I've probably the person I've seen this happen the most. And I'm not saying that this is necessarily his overall position, merely that it's something that I've noticed for the sake of specific arguments, it has come up and it's just kind of been steamrolled over. So I'm not, I don't know his.
I'd be happy for it to be propositional if someone can just show it to me, right? I've never had any problem with language and going, that's a proposition, that's a proposition, that's a proposition, that's a proposition. Those can be true, those can be false, those can be true, those can be false. No problem with that. Unless I talk to people and they start gibbering about theism, then I'm like, I don't even know if your view is propositional. And that's what this sounds like. Another one of those things where I don't even know if what you're expressing like refers to anything, like how it even has a referent or could have a referent.
I'm not actually. So I didn't use the word propositional, and I'm not used to using it. So maybe I'm misunderstanding what your complaint is when you.
If it's not propositional, it can't be true or false, and it's not something worth discussing because it's the same thing as just saying gibberish, right? Things that are true, scientific theories they're propositional. They can be true or false, right? That's important. It's not like close the door, which is not propositional. That's just like a command.
All right. So what's clear is none of the hosts here have made any definite claims. In fact, we have said that this is an area which we don't know what the hell's going on, and we're just showing more certain. Like we're just saying like we don't know how. Is not only we don't know. I'm saying there are many things that we can't. Like the human brain cannot even comprehend here. Like this is why we use math in explaining these things rather than just having an understanding. So given that that's my position, and also JMike doesn't seem to be making the claims that you be making, you seem to be talking about other hosts who are not here. So maybe you want to call in when they are on air? Because I don't know what you're referring to anymore. Right?
Yeah, like maybe you have something there. Just we just can't help you.
I guess I would just caution against, because I do think it's probably more a case of people getting into the argument and just granting something that I don't think that maybe they wouldn't have granted in a more formal setting, but in the heat of the argument, they just seem to grant it, and it's like, I don't think that's something that should be granted. Because my understanding is there's at least two major cosmological theories about potential before the Big Bangs that do make predictions that probably aren't going to be testable within the next couple of years, but like could potentially be tested. In a couple of decades.
I don't know anyone serious in this field talking about before the Big Bang. Like everything I've seen, they think like I haven't seen anybody. JMike, have you seen anybody?
No, I don't. I'm at a loss. The best I could think of was my view that when I say that the initial state starts at t = 0 and there's nothing before that or whatever, all I'm doing there is I'm comparing views and assessing what view I think wins out on commitments versus explanatory power, right? We just run it through this filter because I don't buy into like metaphysics like a lot of philosophers do. I don't think it's like a progressive project. I think the best we can do is treating them like, like how we treat scientific hypotheses. Oh, you have more postulates, but you get the exact same explanatory account. Well, we don't need those 3 extra postulates, right? Like that's what I'm interested in that project. But upon like analysis on this, when people give a view and they go, well, my view has a before the Big Bang, like we have to first see if that view is like internally consistent before I could even compare it to my view, because it's not even clear that view is something that could be true or false, right? It's like, it just seems like a weird use of language that's seemingly doing more than it's actually doing.